Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 333552. Case is styled the State of Texas versus Oscar J. Lewis or Oscar Joseph Lewis Jr. Mr. Lewis, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewis, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Lewis, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Lewis?
All right.
That's good. Now, Mr. Lewis, you're represented in this case by your attorney, Attorney Joel Vasquez, Attorney Vasquez. Do you waive a record in Mr. Lewis's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lewis, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that on or about September 14th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Lewis, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily?
But freely.
Okay, and are you pleading no contest because you do not want to, you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
I wouldn't want to fight.
You wouldn't want to fight him? Okay. Now, Mr. Lewis, I also have before me a document on this tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials, and the initials are OL. These initials are on a line that's next to a box that's checked nolla contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials OL on this line?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Lewis, did you also sign this document?
Yes.
Okay, now on the next document, Mr. Lewis, this document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. There's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Lewis, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, at the top of this same document, Mr. Lewis, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Lewis, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Lewis, before you signed and initialed all of these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State. Now, Mr. Lewis, are you a citizen of the United States? Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Okay. Now, state, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes, Your Honor. State offer States 1.
Any
No
objection?
objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Vasquez, you have advised and counseled Mr. Lewis. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lewis, your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending confinement in a Jefferson County Jail for a period of 10 days, Your Honor. We're asking that the defendant be given credit for 10 days previously spent in jail, making this a time served plea agreement, Your Honor. And lastly, we're asking that the court use the time served for both tax and retired court costs.
Mr. Lewis, the state is offering that you serve 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you have already served 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given the credit for the time that you have already served in jail. The court cost in this case, Mr. Lewis, is $327, but you will not have to pay the $327 court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Lewis, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes. So, Judge. So,
Oh,
baby. So,
Mr.
baby.
Okay, well, I think I know what you're gonna ask, but Mr. Lewis, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Lewis, if you do not have anything else holding you in jail today, you should be getting out today.
All right.
Was that the question you was gonna ask?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Mr. Lewis, this will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff. And just for the record, now you are accepting the state's offer, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. If you do not have anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today. This will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
You